Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is superpower. Hello friends, how are you? I hope you are fine. Today I am going to share about the 7 tips for writing an effective blog post. Along with these 7 tips, I will going to share about the 3 tips for getting the post viral. So please be with me till the end of this post, and last 3 tips are very much important. I have started professional blogging in the year 2017. After my initial write-up, I realized that there is need to improve myself. Then I referred various books, and after my 7 years of experience in professional blogging, today I would like to share about how to write an outstanding, impressive blog post, how to write the post which attracts the attention of the readers, which attracts the attention of the viewers. So, so please be with me till the end of this post. Now let's start. So tip number one is whenever you want to write an outstanding or impressive blog post, tip number one is select the target audience. Selection of the target audience is very much important for writing the blog post because on the basis of nature, behavior, and choice of the target audience, you have to design and devise your post. The target audience may be your student, it may be a homemaker, it may be a lawyer, it may be any particular group of people. So, selection of the target audience is very much important. You have to know their preferences, you have to know their understanding, you have to know their choice of language, and depending on the selection of the target audience, you have to design the post. So tip number one is select the target audience. Tip number two is, as you know that whatever the post may be, but finally there is a one dictum, that is, if your write-up is not have a strong content, then you cannot attract the readers, you cannot have a focus of the readers. So what I mean to say that content is the king and emotion is the queen. Content is the king and emotion is the queen. So what I mean to say that write the quality content. Before you write, just do in-depth research. You may take the help of your colleague, friends, and find out the impressive and outstanding points in your write-up which grabs the attention of the reader. So tip number two is content is the king and emotion is the queen. So write the qualitative content, write the contents which hooks the attention of the reader. Now let's move towards the tip number three. The tip number three is, as you know that the attention span of the reader is very short. As you know that in the era of social networking, everyone has a shortage of time. So you should design and devise your post in such a way that you should hook or you should grab the attention of the readers. So initially 10 to 20 seconds are known as golden seconds, and in these golden seconds you have to grab the attention of the readers. And for that I have written one post, that 7 effective ways for writing an outstanding opening line. So you have to devise your post in a such a way that you should write an interesting opening line. There are 7 tips I have discussed in one of my blog, but some of them I am sharing that create the knowledge gap. You can begin your write-up by creating the knowledge gap. As you know that our brain hates the incomplete information. So you can begin the post by creating the knowledge gap, like role of exercise in control of diabetes, or role of exercise in stress management, role of exercise in hypertension and diabetes. So you should design or open the post in such a way that it will create a knowledge gap, and as a result of which readers move from first line to second line. The second tip you can use is use of surprise or shock element or anything which gives a new information. The third is use of Zeigarnik effect. It's a principle which is invented by Bluma Zeigarnik, and basically it's basically Zeigarnik effect. Fourth principle is challenge and assumption. As you know that in various cultures, in various society, there are various assumptions. So you can begin your post or begin your opening line by challenging an assumption. Challenging an assumption. Tip number five is you can evoke an emotional response or use of sensory language. So these are the 5 tips for creating an outstanding opening line in a such a way that which hooks or which grabs the attention of the readers. Now this is all about the tip number 3. Now let's move towards the tip number 4. As you know that once you have written the post, the tip number 4, according to famous writer William Jameson, rewriting is essence of professional blogging. So what I mean to say that once you have written the post, you should focus on rewriting. You should rewrite the post as many times as possible, because it might be possible that once you have, for the first time when you have written the post, there are chances that there may be a grammatical mistake, or newly designed or has sentences may have lots of grammatical mistakes, or you have to look for tone of the write up, and you have to make it interesting. So you should rewrite the post as many times as possible. You can take also the help of your seniors, your colleague, your teacher. You ask them for their opinion, and if they give any corrections, then have a their suggestions in your, or incorporate their suggestions in your write up. So rewriting is essence of professional blogging, and if you are newbie in the field of professional blogging, then I recommend you to go for rewriting the post as many times as possible. So this is all about tip number 4. Now let's move towards the tip number 5. The tip number 5 is that in a in the era of information technology, you can also go for the use of professional softwares like Grammarly and speech to text softwares. The advantages of Grammarly is that it will give a very inspiring, motivating, and highly professional and personal tone to your write-up. I have been using Grammarly and I found it very interesting. So you can also go for the use of softwares like Grammarly. You can also go for the use of speech to text softwares. The advantage of speech to text software is that you have to speak in front of computer or laptop, mimicking as if you are speaking to your friend in a cafe, and you have to, the speech to text software give a very personal, emotional, and professional tone to your write up, and it will give a very good impression to your write up. So go for the use of speech to text software. So this is all about the tip number 5. Now let's move towards the tip number 6. Tip number 6 is use simple, clear language and wordings. And the most important point is that after you have written the great opening line, after you have written the great opening line, just you should also design your write up. The end of the write up should be designed in a such a way that it will give a meaningful conclusion to your reader. It will give you some suggestion, it will give you some recommendation, it will evoke an provocative thought in the mind of reader, and reader at the end of the reading the write-up should feel that he has gained some new information, he has gained some clarity, he has gained some innovative, creative, and informative knowledge from your post. So as the beginning is very much important, the end of the write-up is also very much important, and it should give a take home message to your reader. So this is all about the tip number 6, and last but not least, that is tip number 7. It's about the publishing the post. As you know that the various peoples and different levels of the readers are interacting with the social networking sites, but the if you want to dive into the journey of professional bloggings, then you can find the good readers on the WordPress blogger, and you can publish your post on WordPress, Blogger, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So these are the social networking sites which are famous in India. If you want to publish your post in WordPress, then you can download the app and you can publish your post. So these are the about the 7 tips for publishing or writing an outstanding blog post, or writing an effective blog post. Now I would like to switch over to how to get it viral. So if you are newbie in the field of professional blogging, then I would like to recommend you that if you want to be a long-term player or black horse in the field of professional blogging, then you should have one page on the Facebook regarding your thing. After creating the page on the Facebook, you can invite your friends to support your page or to like your page. You can also have your page on the LinkedIn site. On LinkedIn, you have business account, and you can create a business page on your LinkedIn site. You can also have an account on Twitter, and you can also have an account on Twitter. So what happens that whenever you, for the first time, you log in the WordPress, you can connect all these accounts of WordPress with Facebook page, LinkedIn page, and it also supports the Instagram business. You can also create a business page on the Instagram. So this is how you will get a boost after writing your post. The other tip, the other tip that I would like to share with you is that after you have written the post, you can create a WhatsApp broadcast group on your WhatsApp group by having a WhatsApp business, and just create a broadcast group. And the advantage of broadcast group is that you can directly broadcast your post to 256 friends. So this is all about the 7 tips for writing an outstanding blog post and 3 tips for getting your post viral. I hope that you have gained some clarity on the subject. If you have any question and query, you can ask me in the comment box below. And for any more information or for any next video, kindly give don't forget to give comment in the comment box. I hope that you have gained some clarity on the subject. Thank you for listening me so patiently. Please like, subscribe, and share my channel. Thank you for listening me so patiently, and have a nice day. Bye for now, and see you in the next video.